And if I happen to offend my political connects, understand I have no time to be politically correct. I speak from the soul, so let my thoughts reflect the passion in my voice to be poetically correct. Yeah. Classic.
Always.
Yeah, always classic. Hold on.
This is the one joint everybody know the words to, man.
This right here, everyone knows the words to. Matter of fact, this is a classic instrument, like just hip hop beat, period.
Yes, absolutely, man.
1000%.
This is a joint that nobody ever does ciphers to, nobody raps on. You know why? It's untouchable. Some beats is just untouchable.
This is untouchable.
Yeah, there's a conversation to be had about that too.
Okay. We're gonna talk about that. But Rome.
Yes.
I gotta play this.
Yes.
You're listening to Poetic. You're watching Poetically Correct.
Absolutely. Listening and watching, just depending on what you want.
Just depending on your preference. This is juicy instrumental.
Yes.
There's a lot of juicy shit going on.
Yes.
Good and bad.
Yes. Let's go.
Are you feeling juicy?
Man, I'm feeling juicy, bro.
You feeling juicy?
Yes,
What's
man.
feeling juicy?
I'm juiced up, bro.
You juiced up?
My birthday was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve is today.
You're 35 now.
Yeah. No, bro. 29. Turned 29.
You know very well you're 29.
Yes. Not 35 yet. If I make it to 35, it'll be a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, real quick before I get into the whole point I'm playing Juicy, because there is a reason behind that.
Okay.
There's a backstory why I'm playing Juicy, and I go by the name Poetically.
My name is Rome DiCarlo.
You can follow us at POETICLE. Well, you can follow me. That's Rome DiCarlo.
Yes.
At Rome, how it sounds.
But you can follow both of us at The Poetically Correct on Instagram.
Simply say it like that, and follow. You can watch all the clips on Instagram.
Yes.
SoundCloud, you can listen to it.
Hell yeah.
Apple Podcasts, you can
Hell
listen
yeah.
to it. YouTube, we on there.
You're-
Try to make things where it's convenient to people.
Absolutely.
Where you don't have to try to find it, go searching. Where's the show? Where's it? It's on YouTube. You can
Options
watch
is a beautiful thing always, you know.
Exactly. Options are beautiful.
Yes.
Sometimes that's how you get in trouble, though.
Yes. Then you don't know what you want. You got to be decisive.
Yeah. And then Chris Rock always says a man is only faithful as his options.
Damn.
Do you believe that?
Yes and no. Yes and no. If you know, it's almost like you got to know what you got is better than what the options are. Then you can see that the options are just a distraction. Because options can be distractions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then if your options are, if everything kind of weighs out the same, it could be like if you got somebody you just kind of wishy-washy about them anyway.
Yeah.
Then those options look desirable.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah.
I always say it's like you see what's outside the door.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, but once you open up the door, you can look out the window a little bit, see who's outside the door. But once you open the door now, you let them in the house. All right, it's another wrap.
Yeah.
It's wrapped up.
Yeah.
What was I getting on to? I had a point.
The juicy joint.
No, tell me about the juicy. Oh, 29.
Yes.
Another fabulous year.
Yes.
Your birthday's in December.
Absolutely.
Towards the end of December.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you wrap up the year.
Yes.
And you reflect back, not just on the year, but you reflect on your year.
I was just thinking about this yesterday. It's crazy you said that.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, my birthday reflections are the same as my New Year's reflections.
Right.
It's crazy.
So we can get talking about this later on the show. This obviously, we're doing this on the last day of
The year.
2017.
Yes.
Are you big in the resolutions thing? And
Not at all, man.
Not at all.
If I want to make a change, I try to just do it.
talk that shit.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah. Once I get my affirmations going, my confirmation about how I want to do it, I just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't wait to start it at a certain day or whatever.
So how do you look at the new year? How do you look at New Year's period?
I definitely think like that new beginnings and that thing. It definitely it has an energy to it. So I go into the new year with that. But I try to, if anything, what I'll do is like I did in 2017. I wrote a list of the goals that I have for the year. You know what I mean? So going into 2018, I already have an idea for what I want to see happen and how I want to move and the ideas I have, and I'm gonna execute.
Okay.
So it's just how
I ain't
it
gonna
is.
talk about him, but just know he's about to execute
I'm
him.
about to execute, man.
Yeah.
I know you got some things too. Everybody kind of has an idea for what they want to do anyway.
Right.
And they put it as, New Year's resolutions or whatever, but it's really just what you know inside of yourself that you want to do. You know what I mean? Whether it's eating better, exercising, finding a new job, stopping smoking, whatever. It's what you really want to do. But people say I'm gonna start it at the new year because they feel like they want to get up the gumption to do it. But it's really just about if you want it, do it. If you want to do it.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. So, and that's one of the things. So, one of the new things I want to do, like with this show, is to talk about, well, not new things, but like we talking about artist life. We talking about as artists, as poets, what we go through our creating process, just the life of an artist, right?
Yeah.
But I also want to do something called a PSA,
Okay.
poetic service announcement.
Hell yeah.
So, we're gonna do a poetic service announcement in the middle of later on in the show.
Yes.
But going back to the beginning, just the artist life.
Yeah.
One of the things that got me psyched up, what you're talking about though, because we trick ourselves into thinking, oh, it's a new year, refresh, refresh and just go revive ourselves into a whole new beginning. The same thing with like the beginning of anything, beginning of a month. It's a new day. It's a start, and starts are good. New starts like that are good because it does kind of play a trick on our mind versus perception and reality.
Yeah.
Let me see. Don't want to get talking about Juicy right now. I don't want to get talking
Man,
about
I'm curious. I'm trying to figure out why you chose.
All right, Ron.
Was it his birthday? I don't know
No.
what's going on. I'm curious.
I had to play that beat because that's one of my favorite beats.
Okay, as it should be. It's a classic.
It's a classic beat. It's a classic original song by
Absolutely.
M2.
Yep. Fire.
Yes. Juicy Fruit. Did you know that song was about giving hit or oral sex?
Man, I knew it was sexual. I didn't know it was specifically like giving.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I can look you up. Yeah. I play it now. Yeah, I hit it in my head. I don't know why I was surprised to hear that. Yo.
But a lot of them old school songs are like that though. Like you don't really know what it's about until you get older and you go back and listen.
That's the beauty of writing.
Yep. Yes, that's talent.
That is pure writing.
Yeah.
When you can write about something and the innuendos or the double entendres can make it seem so left field from what it really is.
Yep.
Come on now.
That's talent, bro.
That is talent. We got to get. I think we're just so direct.
Yeah.
Which is no problem being direct, but I love it because I just love the essence of writing.
Yeah.
I love it when you can have a hidden message underneath something, and it just you can do that song. You can do it anywhere. Because the audience may know or they may not know. Yeah. And then when the person that actually gets it, it's like, I see you.
Yeah. And stuff that has multiple meanings. It made me think about the song Bombs Over Bad Dad by Outkast. And the hook, he says, don't put a thing out unless you plan to bang. Don't even bang unless you plan to hit something. Now, Bombs Over Bad Dad, obviously with the war, we went over there thinking they had weapons. They didn't. But it also applies to sex. It applies to pulling a gun out. Yeah, it's all of that.
I love that.
I love it.
I love that. But...
we about to get this reason.
People think I'm sweet, Rome.
What?
People think I'm sweet, man.
What?
People think I'm sweet, man.
Man, what they talking about,
They think I'm sweet.
No. What's going on?
They think I'm sweet. They think I'm juicy. They think I'm too juicy out here, Rome.
These girls out here checking for you, bro?
No.
They think you got the gossip?
Hey, think I'm a little juicy. And so, all right. Let me give you some. At one point, I battled this early like beginning of the year.
Okay.
The artist that I am.
Okay.
Right. So I love to talk about romance. I love to talk about like just the thought of love. Period.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a wonderful thing.
It's beautiful. Like that's to me just a happy place because growing up, I always saw love being tolerated. I never saw love really being celebrated unless it was like on TV.
Yeah.
You saw a Cosby Show and you saw different shows like that. Some other shows. My brain's going whack right now. But I always say love. That's where I saw love celebrated. Black love.
Absolutely.
I didn't really see it growing up like, hey, baby, hugging, kissing, things like that. So now I'm older. I guess in my mind, now that I play therapy in my head sometimes. I guess now my mind is things I wish I would have saw, I put into the art.
Okay.
And I talk about it in a very poetic sense because I think it's beautiful. And I'm just sharing my feelings and emotions. I don't know the line between vulnerability. I think that's my problem sometimes.
Yeah.
I talk about things, and I don't know it's me being really that open.
Wow.
I just don't know. I don't. Some things surprise me, or saying a line, or saying how I feel. People are surprised to hear that, and I realize as a man, we tend to, when it comes to feelings and emotions, tend to kind of like hide those. So when I do come out and I talk about how I may be feeling somebody, it's like, whoa, you talking about that shit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but
now you talking about on stage when you're performing, or you talking about like when it's just you and that person? In terms of like
No, performing.
Okay, gotcha.
The art. This is strictly art.
Yeah.
Strictly art.
Okay.
I think women when you one-on-one, they want to hear that.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
want to know what's up. But when I'm performing, it's
Mm-hmm.
like, whoa, you really sentimental there, brother.
Yeah.
You know?
And they view you a certain way
They
because
view
of
you a
that.
certain way, and now that leads me to the whole perception thing, right? So So before I get to there, I had to go through it because I want to ask you a real question.
Okay.
I had a battle because while I love talking about the romance and things like that, I felt like that's why I was getting coined into just like that's on people only thought.
They try to box you.
It boxed me in. Now I understand brand. I understand brand identity. I understand those different things. When you come up with your own niche and when you come up with your own character and when you come up with your own, just your thing that people stick on to. Yeah. I get that. And I get that I created that because that's what I was talking about. But in my own twisted head, I don't like to be, I want to show people I can get nasty with the pen too.
Yeah.
If needs be, I can go there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I got on with Word Society, that was the first thing that stood on my head. Like, yo, nah. I can go there with y'all.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can, and it's not, and yeah, it's some may say, well, that's being, you know, competitive or whatnot. You fucking right. You fucking. I'm not gonna deny that.
Let's
shit.
go.
You fucking right. I want to be competitive.
Hell
now,
yeah.
at the same time, no, I don't do a lot of slams like that because I don't. To be honest, yo.
But you will slam. I mean, I've seen you slam.
Yeah,
before.
I will. But I have more fun just like
okay
with my own, like with the content that I don't have to. Because I know the content that I have is different from slam.
Yeah, okay.
And
I get that.
You see what I'm saying? Like I that's just me. I have more fun doing that type of like my content that I feel, you know, I feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
Now, okay. I was in the battle part like saying I don't want to get caught in that box. So I started doing different things. Writing about different subjects. Now I try to it's a fine line but trying to stay in tune to what like B-Rock talked about, staying in tune with your star player. It's a fine line trying to stay in tune to who you really are without stretching it.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes you may reach and get to a whole nother, you're trying to touch something, but it's not you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to find that balance of how can I talk about things that, like if I want to talk about economics or if I want to talk about environmental issues, how can I talk about it without sounding cheesy or corny? You know, I think a lot of artists fall into that tough gray area of not sounding. Don't want to come off preaching. Kendrick does it amazing. He never sounds like he's preaching. Yeah, he just giving you jewels. Yeah, you know. So that was the balance I was kind of finding myself into. I've now at the end of 2017, I'm going different places here and there, but I'm going to link it all up for you. Okay. I've now found myself in a happy spot and comfortable with the artist that I am.
Damn, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's a great place to get to.
Because like with the romance thing, people think, oh, he the lover boy. Yeah.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
He the lover boy, or that's all he in his emotions or feelings.
Yeah.
But aren't we human?
Yeah, and you're fully. I mean, you have all these facets just like we all do. You know what I mean? So the box is weird because you can brand yourself as that, but like that can be almost like how you talking about Kendrick. Kendrick talk about everything because he's talking about his human experience. Yeah. So he can have a joint talk like love. I want to be with you, blah blah blah. And then he can have a joint like DNA. I got royalty, I got loyalty. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then you can have a joint like Element. I smack a pussy nigga. Yeah. So you can have all those elements.
And then one of my friends, I've heard, well, it was like, Benny, we really, the reason we love the romance stuff is because we kind of can't take you serious talking about anything else. I was like, that's interesting. And
did you ask him why he said that? Or did you ask him to elaborate? Or is that kind of...
I guess they were saying that based on like my personality.
Oh, okay.
But so that was like the other thing too, is like trying to find that balance because I can talk about those things, but I can do it in a sarcastic mannerism, like or a witty way. Yeah. That's why I guess like my twisted brain when the whole Joyner Lucas thing happened, and we talking about the watermelon and the chicken, my brain instantly thinks, oh, he's being sarcastic rather than just being, wasting a moment right there. Yeah. But I think it's understanding our perception, what we give off. So I want to ask you, what is the perception that you give off to people? What's special that you think in your head? Because what you think in your head can be totally different than what we're absorbing.
Yeah. Well, I know, especially early on when I was first starting off, I was doing things from a perspective of like being a Christian and being out here doing poetry. So a lot of people would say, "Oh, it's the Christian rapper, that's the Christian poet," or that kind of thing. I never put myself in that box. I always felt like I was more of an alternative hip hop artist because I never based my stuff off of performing in churches or being where I was at spiritually and what my journey was a part of me. So it reflected in my music, but I also had joints where I was talking about all different types of things. I put out an album and I was covering all different types of things. It had, I like when I sent it off to like different websites like Rapzilla or whatever, they were like, well, this got profanity on it, or this, you were saying this or that, and I was explaining why it was in there. I had a reason behind everything, so they eventually posted it because I could explain and articulate why it was, because it was all intentional. You know what I mean? So that's never a box that I made for myself, but it was a box that people, based on my content, will want to put me into. You know what I mean? And even now, I think it kind of reflects, because people have that old box, but it's a new Rome. So it's, it's a new me because you're always growing and traveling and going in a certain direction. So you're not going to stay stagnant in one way of doing things.
That's interesting because I never would have associated being a Christian hip hop artist.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's where it was then. And like, even just my a lot of my friends and the circles that you move in, and people see all of that, you know what I mean? So, but now it's like everybody is like, I'm kind of hanging with everybody. I don't know if you noticed that. Like I hang with nobody but everybody at the same time.
I noticed that.
So I'm not really part of a clique, but I'm kind of cool with everybody. I don't have any problems. But I also don't let everybody get that close. So it's interesting.
You don't want to. I think you're very secure in how you're perceived.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really don't care. Like, if anybody tells me how I'm perceived, it's interesting, but I know I'm just doing it because this is me and where I'm
right.
at.
But you do want to make sure that you control how you're perceived. I think subconsciously that's why you move the way you do, though.
Okay.
Whether you know consciously that you're moving that way, but I think you do things because you want to. You put yourself in the best light.
I have when I make something, or when I put something out there, I intend for it to be seen, or I have an expectation for how it's going to be perceived.
Okay.
If people give something back differently, that makes me think, okay, so is that how I want that to do it? And I guess I'll recalibrate, or do I learn from their perspective? If I learn, I might gain something new that I didn't expect.
Okay.
Or I might say, okay, I need to fix this, because it's been like that too. It's been like that where I had joints. I remember one time I performed at this Valentine's Day show, and I did the joint Queen. And like after I did it, I felt like I was getting like this. I was getting the type of energy that erotic poets get, and I was like, what did I say in there? Because you heard the joint, and it's not really that kind of vibe, but I was getting that vibe back. Yeah. And I don't know if it was just because it was Valentine's Day and people was just choosing.
Extra horny.
People was just choosing.
But it made me choose it. Yeah.
But it made me go back and say, okay, it's something. Did I miss the mark with my content or my delivery? Was I putting that out there?
So you didn't want that type of energy. Rome didn't want that smoke. He didn't want. He didn't want them love smoke.
Love is cool, man. But it's you gotta, and it depends on the person and their situation, and people's situations.
Let's talk about it.
And if you know their situations, you don't want that energy from certain people. Cause
I like how you said that without saying
it. You don't want everybody's energy. I'm just saying.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Some people be on some other stuff.
Yo, okay, let's go there. Let's go there because that ties into our whole thing about the perception thing too. Yeah. When you do certain pieces, you do attract a certain energy.
Yeah.
Like for me, doing the romantic pieces, I watch how I move specifically, especially when I post stuff online on Instagram. I watch how I move. I have to move. You won't catch me, and I can say this on the mic hot. You want me just catch me sliding. You can go through my DMs.
Yeah.
You won't catch me just sliding through DMs.
Right.
Because I'm already a poet. I'm already doing romantic pieces.
Yeah, so it'd be real stereotypical.
It's real Oh, man. Oh, you are. I would be such a cornball.
Yeah. If you were, yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
That, as poets named Superman talks about, that poet.
Yeah. If you would do your smile, and then you slide through DMs.
Then I slide through DM with one of them lines. Yeah, your smile is like the northern light. It just guided me here to your DMs.
No.
What the hell? Get your ass. Now, because I'm transparent, have I ever used a little something to get a little something? 1,000%.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
That 1,000% I have. But no, I don't do that. You have to watch because of your perception and because of the artist that you are. You really do have to watch how you move because it's like this. When I do talk to women, being a poet, they already know in the back of their heads that you're already good with words.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like when you say things, do you really mean it?
Yeah.
And that's the perception that you give off versus the reality of being good and being great. And everything I do, and I'm just like you, everything we do, I can say I talk for both of us on this. We do it just to be sincere with our work. We do it to be heartfelt. You know, we don't. It's us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're not putting on a character. Right. I don't have time to put on a character or create a certain image. I can't do that because that shit's hard to keep up with, especially like if you're doing that shit online.
Hell yeah. Because then you gotta be real consistent about how you present the brand and everything like that. And that's not even you.
And then you go out here and people are like, oh.
Yeah.
That's not you that's online. I ain't got time for that.
Right. You know, so they want the brand, but they don't want the person. It's a whole nother conversation. That's a lot of what Sir Abstracts and a poet named Superman was saying when they came up here. Yeah. Because they both have, especially a poet named Superman, he has who he is, and then he has when he puts on the cape and the outfit. Yeah. And that's a whole different thing. But I don't know if we have that same thing because I just get up there, I'm Rome DeCarlo, and I'm Rome DeCarlo off the stage too.
Right. You are Rome DeCarlo. You are you.
Yeah.
Now even though I'm Benny, and then I'm Poetic Lee.
Would you say those two things are different?
Well, those two things are different in two different worlds because Benny is the business. It's two different worlds inside of me.
Okay.
Not outside, inside of me.
Okay.
And I think that's another thing too is because you can be multiple. Your duality can be within rather than just being out. Like for me, Benny is the business person.
Okay.
He's the entrepreneur.
Okay.
That is the business mind. Poetic Lee is the artist.
Okay.
So sometimes Benny, this is going to sound real crazy, don't judge me, but sometimes Benny has to talk to Poetic Lee, and has to talk to him, okay, that's not a business move. Yeah. Like that is a bit, like here, now you have to think business-wise. Lee has to talk to Benny and say, I need to create art right now. Don't just focus on the business. I need to create art. Sometimes you have to talk to yourself in the duality of who you are as a person. Like, hey, we have to understand that this is the art. I think that's just being flexible, being nimble. Yeah, is to say, okay, this is the art in me. Let's do this, but I can also do this. Yeah. So it's within two different characters, I guess. Yeah. But outside, it all forms to be one individual that comes together. Yeah. It's like little minions inside my head putting together the response to come out like, okay, we got to put this together, grab this, grab this, and then boom, it comes out who you see and who you feel. Yeah. I have to, like, how I move as Poetic Lee is just it's me. It's me because that's what I talk about. There are things I talk about that aren't related to me, but it's me. It's me and my thoughts and feelings. Yeah, I can't go astray from that. It's like I write mood poems. Yeah.
So based on the mood that you're in or whatever you're at, you're gonna write based off of that.
Sometimes.
Or are you saying that? Or are you saying you write it to set a mood?
Set a mood.
Okay, gotcha.
Set a mood. Yeah. I feel like setting the mood is important.
Yeah. I feel like most of my stuff I write is more like observations. If that makes sense.
It is, yeah.
I write a lot of stuff that's observations. I've been trying to wrestle with the idea of, hey, I want to make it more personal, more about me and blah, blah, blah. But honestly, I never started writing to do that. So I don't know if that's me growing or if that's just me getting off of what I care about doing. Because I always started off writing just because I thought it was fun to do and just because I like wordplay and punchlines and, hey, I see this and I peep this. And kind of like how they say hip-hop is like the the CNN for the hood or the black CNN. Yes. I like just talk about what's going on and how I see it. So
1,000%.
Yeah.
With that, but so you feel yourself evolving now because do you feel the urge to talk about what you're going through? Or do you try to fight it? Do you fight it, Ron? Because it seems like you're fighting it.
I don't really fight it. I just sometimes I wonder if I'm reaching for content when I try to talk about stuff that's going on. Okay. Because I don't even really feel like I have that much going on. If I'm being real honest. Because I remember I read one time, and Like, it was comments on something. It was talking about a rapper,
Uh-huh.
and they were saying like, the best rappers are the ones that have interesting lives.
Mm-hmm.
And if a rapper don't got an interesting life, a lot of times their content is just boring because they don't got nothing to talk about. And even that line in 8 Mile, when they were battling at the end, he was like, that made me think you really don't have an interest in living. Like, it makes a difference when you got that.
Word.
It makes a difference when you have that. So when you don't have that, you find other ways to get your content out. So it's talking about other things, your views. I have a lot of views on things and things like that. I don't necessarily have a lot of crazy situations to write about or things that give me certain insight. Like, did I tell you, we talked about the phone? No. When I was so Hydra had an event at this place called Common Girl Coffee. Shout out to Common Girl Coffee. Yeah. And we were having a conversation. He does like a discussion-based thing along with the open mic. And they were talking about how when we write and what influences what we write. And I was talking about how I have a line based off of an instance where I had an old phone, I had a slide phone. Yeah. I had a couple smartphones back in the day.
Okay.
They both broke.
Now, did you have a couple of phones because the way you were moving, you had the creep phone?
Nah,
or
man.
Nah, I had the hotline phone?
Nah, bro. My first smartphone broke because I was on some creep stuff. So I was creeping.
That's karma.
I was creeping and things came around. Basically, the phone broke.
Yep.
The second phone I had, I was at Carowinds and it fell out my pocket and it broke. So that was a different. That was just
probably some more karma.
That was just an L. I was just an L that I took.
Yeah.
And then so I had a slide phone, and I was moving with the slide phone, and like long story short, like basically people were like, "Oh, well, you got a slide phone?" Kind of, I got played for it, kind of thing, right? Like it was a strike against me, and then that moment like struck a chord and resonated with me. So I wrote the line. I said, when a giant screen on phone more important than its reception, if it slide or if it flip, that's a subject for new rejection. Obsolete got to be a big part of economy when it's based on constant investment in higher technology. So I had the moment that happened, and I kind of processed the moment and how I felt about it and what it reflected about society, and then I attacked the issue in society. I didn't make it a personal, oh, why did you say this about me? But I talked about what it was in society that influenced that thought process. So that's kind of how I present the art.
Wow, you know what? Wow.
That's just
I'm saying wow because you essentially mix both worlds together. Mm-hmm. You do take your feelings, because now I'm thinking about your pieces that you're writing. Mm-hmm. That is the piece that you're writing, in a sense, have a little bit of you dabbled into it, but you're taking it you're using it as a view of society and cultural issues. Yeah,
that's a good way to put it. Dang, I need you to write that down and put that. That needs to be on my website. That's my brand. Yeah.
Yeah. But it makes me think of one of my favorite pieces. The piece I asked you to do when I had an event at J Woo was the one. We like how does it go? The one you talking about, like rap.
Almighty Dollar.
Yeah, Almighty Dollar.
Okay.
It makes me think of that because I think you're, in a sense, you're in that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you expand it to all of us.
Yep.
You know, one of the best things about an artist is when he or she can make it feel like everyone's invited.
Hell yeah.
Everyone
it makes
is involved.
Such a big difference, yeah.
That when you're saying that we are in this together, and it's not just I. Jay-Z's the king of I. I love Hov.
Yeah.
He can tell you about how he can floss on your ass all day, get on my level. Pac is we.
He is, yeah.
Pac is we. You know, Cole, what made Cole feel so home was he was we.
Yeah.
Drake, I. Mm-hmm. Drake is another. He can floss too and tell you about how he doing this, how he doing that.
Yeah.
No diss to either one, but I'm just showing the different separation because people like to hear about how you doing certain things. Yeah. Sometimes it makes the individual, they put themselves into your lyrics when you're talking about I. Mm-hmm. But when it's a we feeling, it's almost like community together that we kind of gravitate towards. Yeah. So that's amazing that I don't know if you did that consciously or subconsciously, just you. Now, I think, you know what that is? That is you not want to be a selfish person, I think.
Oh, wow.
Because I don't look at you as a selfish person. So I think in a sense of, let me not put the story just on myself. Let me talk about
yeah, I always do that. I got to join about my dad. But even in that, I was talking about the military and all these different things. But I'll talk about me a little bit, you know what I mean? But I try to address something that's more beneficial for everybody. I guess that's exactly what you're saying. I never thought about it like that, though. Damn.
Do you think about what you write? No, I'm asking that in the sense of, do you really break down your own pieces?
When I write it, and I like it, I go back when I'm practicing. I figure out why I like it.
Yeah.
But I don't go into it. I go into it knowing I have a certain standard of how good it needs to be and how it needs to make me feel. But I don't. And I might have a certain lines, but I don't intentionally go line by line to feel like let me make sure.
You don't break them down. And say, what was I thinking on this one?
Nah. But it'll all come out because basically when I start writing, I'll just be freestyling for stuff to get the content, to get all the thoughts out, and then I'll figure out what flows I like. And I'll pick the flows and just so typically I'm writing these to a beat, and if it's got like 16 hook, whatever. So I write the flows I want for the 16. I might have a hook. The hook might fit in the poem. It might not. Like Lynch Mob, when I do the rope throw and all that, that was the hook for a song that I wrote when I wrote to the beat, and then it worked. For other joints, it might not work. So I take like Almighty Dollar. I don't do the hook when I perform that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You still got the beat for that?
I still got the beat for that. Shout out to Jameson Bethea. It was on my album, a joint called Empire. And yeah, he used to play the guitar and I'd perform it. All my music people be busy these days, married and got stuff like that. So I just do everything a cappella. But I might get back on the.
I want to play it on the show one time. Like give me the link.
I got you, bro. I just gotta. It's on YouTube. I'll shoot it to you.
All right,
it's shout out to that though. Shout out to the whole Greensboro fam, all the musicians and all that. But that all influenced how I wrote. Okay. So you know what I mean. So it has that to it too. That's an element.
Yeah.
I don't know because I know you. I know you rap. I've heard you rap.
Yeah.
I know you make beats. You made the intro beat for the show. Like, do you feel like that influences?
Don't tell people that.
Okay. Do you feel like musical part influences what you're doing artistically as well?
1,000%.
Because that can also affect perception.
I am a songwriter.
Okay.
I'm a songwriter. Thus being why I have more fun doing when I'm doing the romance stuff. When I'm doing like. We're going to have a show. Damn. We're going to have no, they saw that on camera. But we're going to have a show where I want us to sit, where we analyze and we break down the difference between a slam piece, a spoken word piece, and a poem. Yeah. Because essentially, while all of it's poetry together in a sense, there is a difference between what's a slam piece and versus what's just a performance piece.
Absolutely.
I'm more of a performer.
Okay.
Than a slam poet. I want us to break. I'm not gonna go into it now because I really want us to do some homework and I really want us to bring like some concrete information that people can understand and we can understand more too. Because I know the difference. Yeah. But I don't know why I know the difference.
Yeah, it's like you can feel the difference.
I can feel the difference,
like
right?
You can look at the poem and be like, oh, that's not a slam poem.
Breeze is a slam-ass poet.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know, damn, I don't know his Instagram name, but
BRZ the poet. I only know because I was tagging him.
So follow BRZ the poet. Man, and I didn't know he was, on Verses and Flows.
I didn't know all that either.
Wow. I'm not surprised.
I didn't know he was 5-time King of the South champion.
What?
I knew he was winning out here. I know he was kicking ass, but I didn't know he did all that.
Bro's a beast. I mean, we knew he was a beast, but I'm talking about he's award winning.
Yeah, he's an award winning beast.
Yeah, award winning beast.
He's an acknowledged beast. Yeah.
Matter of fact, Charlotte Slam team is a beast. I mean, all that.
Man, Charlotte got some. I'm telling. Charlotte got some accomplished poets. Yo.
God dang, man.
So, and that's why we have these conversations about the scene in Charlotte, because we got all these talented people here,
right?
And they're killing it. So it's just getting that whole foundation with the scene.
Yeah. So going back to what you're saying though, I'm an artist at heart. I mean, I'm a musician at heart. Yeah. Well, whether it's I don't have to play an instrument, like you're saying, as far as making the beats, but I have a producer's ear. Okay. And a producer's ear, I know, as far as how it needs to stack, how it needs to hit, how it needs to go off far as rhythm wise, how it needs to catch, how do you with a pause to catch somebody. That goes into performing as well. Yeah. How to, up the tempo or bring it down, more like the, just a more subtle voice into it. A producer's ear. I think my producer's ear comes, like I was telling my dad was a DJ and me just listening to music all the time. Plus it goes to, I'm big in marketing. So it is what it is. Marketing, you have to know what attracts the people. What grabs the people's attention, the audience's attention. Same thing for a producer. Yes, I want to deliver. We were talking about this before. Delivery versus content. Yes, I want to have something that's that's meaningful, but also at the same time I gotta have something that tastes good.
Yeah.
I'm just not making I want to eat a salad, but I want to put a little dressing on there.
Yeah.
You know, I'll put a little bit of this, a little bit of that, because I want it to taste good. Yeah, I'm getting it for nutrients, but I can add some more nutrients to it that can really add some flavor to it.
Yep.
That can make it look good.
Hell yeah.
And that's what I want to do my pieces and my poems. And I think eventually I'm still young. Like you all have been doing this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I sometimes I realize that too. Maybe in 3 years, 4 years, maybe 2 years, I have evolved where I'm taking my performance pieces into slam pieces. Yeah. But right now, I know my main thing is I'm a performer because the energy, the vibe, I can control a little bit different. Mm-hmm. It comes from the music and in the background of that.
Yeah.
It's like battle rap.
Okay.
I love battle rap. Battle rap is different than, of course, than slamming, but I can tend to do battle rap or like a cipher more because of the essence of what we're talking about. Yeah. You know, but I'm a writer, so like if you give me the subject and we can write about it, then boom, I can go there.
Yeah, and you do a great job as coming from a writer. Like you do a lot of. Especially on your Poetically Instagram page, you do a great job of giving people different types of content. So you might do a video performance of you doing something, but you might also create a graphic with a written poem or a quote or something that is a quick, people can take that and use that inspiration. Because I do that all the time. I scroll down and I screenshot stuff that hits me. Exactly. Well, and a lot of poets on Instagram got large followings just from doing that.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? So being a writer is something that is celebrated too.
Exactly, and I want to get into the business soon where I'm writing. I want to do, and I'm saying this. I used to be like, I don't want to say this because I want to keep this idea in my head, but I want to do where I'm writing advertisements for companies in a poetic sense.
Oh wow, yeah.
That would be so dope. Like. Just that by itself. I'm a copywriter, but it's just in the form of poetry. Okay. Like, it could be for brands just writing about how it is just in a poetic sense.
You know what that made me think about?
What's
it made
that?
me think about the Jamie Foxx show. He was working for Jingles
The
2000.
Jingles,
He was a singer, but he was coming up with the jingles.
That's exactly what it is. But yeah, so, no. And so going back to like a whole perception versus reality thing, it's just understanding, I think now, and that's what I'm saying. I'm happy, like I'm cool where I'm at now. Yeah. Well, I heard some things, as far as it's some people testing me because of my content. Yeah. Because they thinking I'm sweet. That's funny. No, that's funny to me. I'm comfortable about who I am, so I don't never get like, oh, what you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's funny to me, but I'm comfortable though because I know what makes me happy. Yeah. And I know what other people. I know if it didn't work, then I would notice. Okay. If it didn't work, you wouldn't be sitting here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If it didn't work, people wouldn't gravitate to it. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't feel happy. Mm-hmm. But I feel happy when I do it. And I think that's the biggest thing as an artist, to do something that you feel happy, and to kind of not let the other thoughts fuck with your mind. Yeah. Because we can overthink things, especially as an artist, as creators. Yeah. Are people going to like this? I don't know if you think, but I don't think, are people going to like this? It hits me afterwards. I like controlling my image. Okay. So it's never, oh, they're going to like it. But when they do hear it, when they do see it, whatever, the image that they come up with their head doesn't match what I've put out there. Yeah. So. But
just to speak on your whole content thing, when you went up to Slam Charlotte and you did the joint, it was basically talking about, societal issues and race and and it was like a more aggressive piece. It was like you was coming for it. And that shit was dope as fuck. And when you did the joint at Word Society, the joint, I forget the first joint you did when I first saw you there, but you were killing it with that too. So when you switch it up and you let them know, hey, I got this other thing, I got this other bag I can go into. Yeah. Yeah, people realize real quick.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can go there with the pen. I can go there as far as just to go there. But
and you know what people do though?
What's that?
To avoid those boxes though, when they do a set. Okay. Like if you got a 2-poem set, mix it up. You know what I mean? So you don't do two of the same, because I could fall in that too if I do two of the, and it's okay. So this guy is this
social brother.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So you don't want to be just that. So I do Social Joint Queen, or I do Almighty Dollar because it's more comedic, and I do something serious. It is. I love you don't want to be serious, brother, either.
Yeah, you serious brother.
Yeah, and it's hard for me to find a piece where it's just like lighthearted and just more chill, so it's more like
I finally did that.
You did that?
I did that last night. I'll let you hear, but that is, it is, as artists, that's why I think creating is so fun, because we have to find out different pockets, because we're all these types of personalities. So find out, we do have a serious side. Yeah, we do have a conscious side. We do have a fun side. Because sometimes we don't want to do serious all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's like finding that and just being yourself within that is the whole balance.
Exactly.
And that's where creativity really shines.
Yeah.
Is being yourself in that.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. I wanted to hold on. So when I was thinking about doing like the whole poetic service announcement thing, I was thinking, dang, I lost it, but I was thinking it'd be really dope, like we did, like we talked about this before, doing like a poem, like reciting someone's poem or piece.
Okay.
And the whole thing of poetic service announcement is like, we talk about like the artist side, but then also we go deeper because we're artists, and I feel like we have a responsibility. And let me ask you, what responsibility do you think you have as an artist versus versus the talent that you have, and versus I guess your purpose and responsibility can sometimes be two different things.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think those are two different things. I think my purpose as an artist is to provide information, and my responsibility is to make sure that information is true to who I am.
Yeah,
I think it's really that simple. Because I think you get up there.
You broke that down perfect.
It's an exchange of information. Is all it is.
And it's, the responsibility is being, I'm gonna keep this shit 100. Yeah. I gotta give it to you how I am. Yeah. I can't. You have to be responsible and to know that what you say is what you're either working to be towards or that you are. Yeah. You can't be out here talking about almighty dollar and then you out here, you know what I'm saying, out here getting, you know what I'm saying, living that.
Being the person that I'm criticizing.
Yeah, exactly. I can't hear you doing no mumble rap. If I hear Rome doing some mumble rap, it's a
problem.
Matter of fact, I'm not gonna address it till we come on the show.
You gonna wait to get on the show?
I'm gonna add like, hey, what's up, good? Everything cool? Hey, bro, let's talk. I'm gonna play it. Everybody else hear the bullshit.
And you gonna be like, what the hell?
Yo, what is this?
What is this? What is this?
Yo,
can't get jiggy with this.
I know you can't, man.
Hell yeah, but I think it's that simple, bro.
I have to take this real quick pause. Did you hear the new Cardi song?
The Bartier Cardi joint?
Yeah.
I haven't heard it.
You didn't?
I keep seeing posts about it. I haven't pressed play on that joint yet.
Nah, I ain't gonna do it to the listeners.
Okay. But, how you feel? I mean, you not with it?
Should I play it?
Cardi B is a great conversation person for perception versus, art and stuff like that, because there's a lot of questions about her perception and like how we perceive her and what that has to do with her success. Oh. It's already sound like a mumble rap song.
21, yeah.
Your bitch want party with Cardi.
Okay.
Cardi a body in a Rari.
Okay.
Diamonds all over my body. Shining all over my body. Cardi got your bitch on Molly. Bitch, you ain't gang, you lame. Billy truck laying the lane. Blow up the brain. I go insane. I drop a check on the chain. Fuck up a check in the blame. Credit ticket, man, you upset. Cardi got rich, they upset. Yeah. Cardi put the pussy on offset. Cardi big brain on offset. Credit ticket, man, you upset.
Yeah, what's up, Rome?
Yo,
what's up?
I like it. I think people be surprised if I say this, but I like it. It.
Yeah. Okay. Now this took a total turn because we weren't gonna talk.
This is out left field, but we're gonna roll with it.
Yeah, we're gonna roll with it. I think they did a good job putting this together.
Yeah.
Because I think the people that she has, I think they working their ass off. They were working night and day to figure out to construct a great song for her.
Yeah.
Now, when I listen to this, it has the same kick. Not when I say kick, I'm not talking about like instrumental beat. The same kick is what gets the people going.
Yeah.
This is a pure Snapchat song, Instagram story song.
Yeah.
You can flow with the bars. It's almost like no diss, but if I take it back to Mickey Mouse days when you had the little ball, the little boom, going over the words.
It's hitting all the words.
It's hitting. That's what you think. Got it all on my body. Shot on the down. Got your bitch on Molly. You know what I'm saying? It's the flow once again has your head pop into it.
Yeah.
It's the way the cadence flows, the way the words pop. If you listen to the words, like I'm gonna go back right here.
Break it.
For my body, Cardi got your bitch on Molly. Bitch, you ain't gang, you lame. Billy truck lane to lane. Blow up the brain.
Listen how she's rhyming the words.
Yeah.
Lane, you know, it's catching your ear. She's catching the pocket right there. On what so like in poetry you have A, B, C, right? And you know how you talk and when you write stanza, A, you may have a stanza that goes A, B, and then goes A.
Yeah.
To rhyme with A.
Yeah.
Then you may have it go with A, B, B, A.
Yeah.
If you listen how she's doing that, though, fuck what she's saying for the first couple of words, but she makes sure that ending rhyme hits, snaps into your ear, and catches on when I hear it. Yeah. So my ear catches that last body, got it. In the way it's flowing, it's whipping. It's like a whip. It's like it's the words are whipping right there with the beat.
Damn. Bro, you should do professional like song breakdown. This should be a new segment. It's breaking down music.
We could do that.
Yeah,
we could do that. I think that's fun because that's what I'm saying. Like the producer in my ear, and I think it's tight too because let's go back. Once again, the beat. Hold on.
Your bitch want party with Cardi. Cartier body in a Rari.
It's got the bop.
Diamonds all over my body. Shining all over my body. Cardi got your bitch on Molly.
She's finding that pocket right there. Right before the kick hits. If you listen, all right, I gotta stop it right there. Because if you listen, she's hitting those words right there with the kick.
Yeah.
Like if you go back.
Your bitch want party with Cardi.
You hear that? You see how the bitch up boom and the beat hit right there.
Yeah.
That is key because when you hit that beat, you're catching your ear frequencies. Remember, music is all about frequencies. So you have to in tune as humans. Our body moves off frequencies.
Absolutely.
Your voice, that's why I say when you change up the voice, things like that, it sets a mood, right?
It sets a different vibe.
It sets a different vibe. So when that beat kicks in right there, you automatically get hype.
Yeah.
So whatever she's saying at that point,
you're already in there.
You in it.
It don't even matter what the words are.
Yeah, but it does matter.
Okay.
It matters because you're saying them. It has to. It matters because you're now involving yourself into what she's saying. You know, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you in cahoots with whatever the song is about at that point.
You're in cahoots with whatever the song. That is why I say it's vital what we talk about. Because we say things and it snaps into our psyche, it snaps into our brain, it snaps into everything we're going to.
That's true. Have you ever noticed, like, if I listen to a certain person, a certain artist for a certain amount of time, we talked about this last week with B-Rock, I feel like I'm influenced by it. Like, it's almost like I hear that voice when I'm writing or even when I'm going through. I watched the Troy Ave interview 2 days ago or yesterday, and I feel like I went through the first, after that, like the next hour or two, I feel like I went through the next few conversations talking like I was Troy Ave. Like, it was crazy.
What the hell?
It was crazy. Like, I was talking to people, and I was just like, nah, man, I just feel like, I was just moving different with it, and I was on it. I don't know why I was feeling like that. I was trying to fight it. I was like, what is this? Get out of my head.
Was this from the Breakfast Club?
This is from the Breakfast Club interview.
Wow. So damn, did you feel like you felt like the people was after you, wrong?
No, I just felt like I was talking real, like, because when Troy I was talking in that interview, like, his speech pattern is really like, a lot of, you know how it was, and I feel like I was bringing that energy.
He's saying a lot while not saying a lot.
Exactly, and I was doing that. My cousin was asking me who was going to win between Oklahoma and Georgia, and I was like, it
really just depends because they could do this and they could do that, and and they can come out with a win.
And when I was talking like that, I was picturing Troy Ave. This is right after I watched the interview, and he was the first person I talked to afterwards, and I took that into that conversation. So imagine, like, when you talk about the lyrics in these songs and these words, like, you take that into where you take that with you, even if you don't.
Yeah.
You take that with you.
You know what? I listen to not the new stuff, but when I listen to Reason No Doubt, I listen to
you feel like a hustler.
Hard Not Lifetime. Hey. You come talk to me Monday through Friday between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. when I'm in the office. Hey, I'm slinging weight.
Yeah.
I'm slinging weight in my office. Yo.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, Ludacris was the one that gravitated me towards writing.
Okay.
And that's how I used to write growing up heavy with like punchlines.
Okay.
And just a lot of like a lot of
dramatic vocal
dramatic, very dramatic. So Yeah, that can play effect on how we listen to things. But I was listening now, I was like, boom, she caught it perfect. You know what? And I heard Joe Budden say this the other day, and I was like, I totally agree. 21 is the only person I know that can rap lazy as hell, and that shit worked.
Yeah.
That shit worked.
Yeah, he did that on a Rockstar joint too.
Oh my gosh, didn't he do that shit? Yo, what the fuck? All right, I'm not gonna lie. I do feel a type of way. Because do you know what people get paid for those features?
Crazy amounts.
That's tuition easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you go to whatever school you want to go to, pick your choice.
Yeah.
Of the top. That's tuition easily. When these people go on tours, that's tuition easily. It's like, wow. What are you really saying? I mean, come on. Like, yeah, 21's hot and these other people are hot, but what are you really saying?
Damn.
And you're not, and you're just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's cool. Like, but wow. The way we value our money and what we pay for is interesting.
Man, it's super interesting. I think a lot of people it don't really matter that much to them because when they just want to go out and have a good time. You know what I mean? They want to go to the club. They want to turn up. They want to, when they're leaving work, they want to drive home and just turn up. But you have to like be so sick of that you want more. You got to feel unstimulated by that. Does that make sense? I mean, that song is hot. The song is hot. But like if you're always consuming lowbrow stuff, eventually you're gonna start to feel like I need a higher stimulation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then some people don't look for music to teach them. I've heard people say that a lot. People that come from good families and they got a dad that's their role model and all that type of stuff, they don't look for music to teach them about how to live life because they have people in their life to do that. But hip hop, a lot of people who feel like they were raised on hip hop, you know, they get that from that. So they listen to Nas and they feel like they learn. They listen to Rakim and they feel like they learn.
1000%.
You know, for me, I didn't have a dad growing up. Right. So I got a lot from, you know, Andre 3000 and people, Gems on Life, Growing Old by Outkast taught me a lot about how seasons change and you get older, so your perspective change on things. Wow. But if I had a dad who said, you know, I'm getting old and, you know, my perspective changed on things, I wouldn't need a song to teach me that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's interesting.
And what you're saying right there is vital. Talking about growing up in hip hop. I grew up in hip hop, bro.
Yeah.
You grew up in hip hop. Hip hop raised me, yo.
Yeah.
And you know what? I didn't realize it until probably this year. I'm really understanding how hip hop raised me.
Yeah.
And I say that because we get so much from it.
Yeah.
You know, we learn how to move, how to talk. Because early on in hip hop, not all messages are good. Yeah. There's some things I'm trying to wash out my system now.
Hell yeah.
That I learned and weren't good. Yeah, I had my father, I had my family, you know, but it still was some things I was looking toward. Like hip hop was, you know what I'm saying? Like how I think even though you may have those people in your life,
there could still be gaps where hip hop is filling that gap.
Yes, but yeah, right. The influence that hip hop has, as far as the culture and the music and the energy that it gives you, feels fresh. It's something that you can relate to. It's fun. We see the fun in it, so it gives a different message. Now, you said people don't look towards music towards like to learn. I was telling you this before we were doing the show. People don't know what people don't know what they want. Keep it 100 with you. People know what they want to feel.
Okay.
But they don't know what they want to hear.
Wow. Okay. No, that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? They know what they want to feel. I know what so someone may say, well, yeah, I know what I want to hear. I want to hear jazz. No, you want to feel what jazz can give you. Yeah. I want to hear some hype music. That's what I want to hear. No, you want to feel that energy. You want to feel that frequency, the vibes to get your body going. Hear what you want to hear comes under that. Because honestly, if you really wanted to hear some shit, you would be listening to a totally different type of music. Yeah. But that music doesn't align with the same vibe and energy, so you go with the vibe. We choose vibe over really feelings.
That's true.
Think about anything now I'm starting to think about anything we get into, like relationships. Oh, I don't want to. Sometimes person may look good, but I don't really want to hear what they got to say. They just fine. Like I got to, you know what I'm saying? They may be talking some old bullshit. Yeah. You know, we've been in those situations where somebody was really talking some old, they really wasn't all the way there, but they fine. Like they vibe. Yeah. You know, they give you a different type of vibe. Yeah. So sometimes we have to know, okay, why am I receiving the same things like I said before? Why am I receiving? Why am I searching for this energy.
Yeah.
What am I getting out of this?
Yeah.
Now, some things we don't have to look that deep into. I know we're not gonna go to everything and say, "What am I getting out of this today?" You know, it's not.
Yeah, it's not that. It's not that.
It's but I think sometimes it is good to step back and say, to be cognitive, okay, to be aware.
Yeah.
I can go into that and say, yeah, I want to feel this vibe, but I'm aware of the energy that I'm getting.
Yeah.
Isn't the most helpful.
Yeah.
I'm aware if I eat some bullshit and it wasn't that healthy.
Yeah.
It tastes good wrong.
Bruh, no, that's real, and that's times that's like that. Sometimes you play party music at a party.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't play. If you at Onyx, you don't throw the Talib Kweli album on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't want to hear what you got to say, Talib.
Yeah.
Now,
But if you're on your own and you feel like you want that from music, you'll go listen to Talib. You might not listen to Migos when you're just chilling at the crib at night, thinking about life.
think about once again what makes Kendrick the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, he's one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Let's stop waiting till people die to call them the greatest.
Yeah.
Like LeBron is the greatest.
Yeah.
I know they totally went left, but I'm just saying, let's stop waiting for people to be finished till we call them the greatest. You know, Biggie made 2 albums. We name him the greatest.
Yeah.
Let's stop waiting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we have this strange limitation on when we can call somebody great.
Yeah.
No, let's give people let's give them the flowers before they're in the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So one thing makes Kendrick great is his ability to take a song like DNA,
Mm-hmm.
and that's in the club.
Yeah.
Humble, that's in the club. That is a vibe and a feeling that you want to feel because it gives you that
Yeah.
But it's also the message in between it.
Yeah.
I got loyalty, royalty inside my DNA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that first line got to be that's like the line of the year.
That
sticks with everybody, bro.
Damn, I wish you would have did that.
Yeah.
I wish you would have thought, what's the line of the year?
That's got to be the line of the year.
Top lines of the year. That is
some lines stick with you. When Jay-Z said, my wife Beyonce, I brag different. That stuck with people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just little one-liners that just kind of hit you a certain way. One that Drake said that stuck with me all the time is know yourself, know your worth, nigga. Like just because you can take that into business and different things and relationships. But
I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman.
Let me handle my business. Damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Kendrick probably had the line of the year when he said that.
Yeah, and he takes those messages right there, and he knows how to wrap it up into a package where it's sweet, but it still gives you the nutrients right there to you. And those can be played in the club. And I think he does that. I'm trying to think of other people that do it well. Wow, because
Andre 3000, I feel like is the first person who really gave me that. I feel like nobody can put a gym in a completely non-preachy box like Andre 3000. It'll be the slickest thing because it won't be like how especially with like up north rappers, their inflections will change when they're going from the setup to the punchline. So they hit it with the punchline. Andre 3000 doesn't do that. There's no There's no setup for it. There's no build up. He just hits you with it, and it's just all smooth.
Yeah,
it's just all smooth and slick, and you have to listen. And next thing you know,
have to catch it.
Yeah, next thing you know, you done caught 30 gems and you didn't even realize.
Let's go into the attic and hide out like Anne Frank.
Yeah, and all of them, man. You could just go all day for his verses. Yeah, and I feel like Kendrick, because I know Andre 3000 is a big influence for Kendrick. A lot of his songs sound like Outkast songs, especially the stuff for like if you listen to "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe," it sounds like something from Aquemini. Or he does that. He's got joints like that, and he even uses the same vocal effect that Outkast uses on a lot of their songs. But Kendrick does a great job, like you said, of doing that as well, where he gives you the gems and it's not like a setup.
All right, we gonna be all right.
I love that song.
Yo, you know what? You know what's crazy? That album to me is a classic.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't like that album.
That's crazy to me.
But I think maybe I just listen. I heard it was like mixed. It was a very polarizing album.
That's crazy.
You know what's funny though?
What?
I could tell white people showed their ass on that when the album came. Because I'm saying that because white men love Kendrick.
Yeah, but that album forced their hand.
And man, they're like, it was a little. I don't know if they realize how they sound.
Yeah.
But I would listen to some people and they were like, oh yeah, that album was. It was all right. It wasn't really feeling like, because he's black power. Black. Yeah, you hear that in there. You hear that?
Yeah.
But that album came out 2015. I remember it that spring, or right before that spring started. Looking at the times that we're in now, I think that album be more appreciated in today than it was then. Because then Obama was in the White House. Some of the fuckity fuck shit wasn't really happening. I mean, like now, as far as in our face directly, bam, right there, like here. If he drops that album now, woo, it makes it turns a different plate. Damn, I feel like
it was definitely safer than that one.
1000% safer.
Safer in terms of not being as out there artistically or pro-black, but it's risky for him though, because it was to get the club to accept the conscious type of content was still something that he took a risk on.
Yeah, it was tough. Damn, it's tough because that album he did everything with that album. He had the club records. He had a big rap record.
Big radio record with Rihanna.
The radio love record. He had the conscious record. He had a storytelling record. Even on, I'm trying to think on To Pimp a Butterfly, did he have a storytelling record? I'm trying to think. Was that last record that he had with the Pac interview? Do you remember that?
I remember that. I don't know if it was a story.
That wasn't a story.
He's got joints where it's pieces of stories, because the joint where he talks about
the dollar. What's the worth of $1?
Yeah.
With Ron Osley.
And the joint he talking about being in Africa, and like getting advice from a poor dude in Africa.
Yeah, you're right. You raised joints and pieces, but I really hadn't heard a piece like the Duckworth story.
Yeah.
Since Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah, which had a bunch of stories.
Oh wow, that whole album was a storytelling.
Yeah, it was one big story. It was a movie.
What?
Yeah.
It should have been a movie with that.
Hell yeah. But to be honest, man, To Pimp a Butterfly, one of my favorite albums of all time.
It is.
I would probably put that top. That's top 10, maybe even top 5 for me.
Wow.
Because it hit exactly what I want from rap. Like, it's the exact album I want out of hip hop. And when people say that, it's because I heard that a lot. I remember I was working at Harris Teeter at the time, and like there's this white dude who was real into hip hop and stuff like that. He didn't like the album, so it made me think about what you just said.
Exactly.
But he said it was because it wasn't that musically catchy and stuff like that. He said All Right was the only song that was catchy. And my homeboy, I have a homeboy who said the same thing. I took what they said going into it and listened to the album, and I said, I don't know what the hell y'all talking about, because I love everything about this.
Well, okay, so let's break this down too, because I think this goes back into whole art form. Being catchy, yes. As artists, we're going to create something that's... Kendrick did All Right because he knew he had to have one thing, that one song to really catch. He knew he had to make that. He had to make the lemonade and put some sugar in it.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had to have some lemonade with sugar in it. The rest can be sour, but you know what I'm saying. But he had to have that one piece that was just sweet, but it still gave you, once again, the nutrients. Yeah. That's what All Right did. All Right is going. He knew that was going to boom. That was easy. That was easy money for him. It was easy money for people to listen to as well. To Pimp a Butterfly is a hard listen, because when you have songs like dang, I forgot the titles now, but the joints where it's really jazzy, it takes your ear to another place. Yeah, because it's different. We haven't heard jazzy hip hop like that. Of course, you got Terrace Martin doing his thing, but people don't really know about Terrace Martin. Unfortunately, he's not on the mainstream like that. Artists know Terrace Martin, but people just on the outside don't really listen to him. But really something jazzy like that, I want to say, of course, the obvious to say Outkast.
And To Pimp a Butterfly was like all the way jazzy though. Like, it wasn't. All the way jazzy. It wasn't like I made a regular beat and have like a saxophone in the
loop. Because a lot of people do that.
Yeah. It was like actual jazziness. Vibes. God is Gangsta is a good example. That's the joint where the whole thing is he's rapping in that. You know, in the second half of Mad City, the song Mad City, where he's using that shaky voice, like you know how Kendrick does, or he does at the end of Holy Key as well. But God is Gangsta's joint where it's that whole thing. He's talking about, you know, she went to the hospital, you ain't even try to show up, you just tried to FaceTime her, like that whole joint. And like in the video, he's that's the one where he's drinking and stuff like that. It's real abstract, and I love that because he's still killing it if you're listening.
Yes.
The bars is there, the delivery is there, the skills there, and I love that. But I could get why I guess somebody would say that's not catchy or I can't really turn up.
Well, that's because our ears been trained.
Yeah.
Our ears been trained to listen to that, like with Cardi. Our ears been trained to catch the repetitiveness of something.
Mm-hmm.
If we have to listen to more, so like I was talking about with the how in poetry they teach you in English. You go A B A, then you go B. Like C, then B. You see what I'm saying? Like it matches up, right? Yeah, the different rhyme scheme, how it goes. Yeah. If you now go A, B, B, A, you know what I'm saying, or A, B, C, you know what I'm saying? If it switches up, or the pattern itself, or the bars are becoming more intricate with the words that are being said. If you become more wordy, and we have to actually listen instead of just catch on the buzzwords, because we're really in a time of buzzwords. Yeah. Think about everything we do essentially. Headlines. We catch our news from headlines.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
You see what I'm saying? So if we're catching our news from headlines,
a lot of people don't even read the story. You just read the headlines.
Exactly.
And that gives you all you want to know.
Exactly. So we're doing the same thing with our music.
Yeah.
We're just catching the music from the head. The headline is the hook.
Wow.
The punchline are the words, the buzzwords.
Yeah. You know, that makes a lot of sense because it made me think about, I don't know if you noticed this, at least in the past few years, like the songs, like the concept of the song is usually like some type of popular phrase that people are saying that year.
Yes.
Like I woke up like this was people making songs. You know, Trey Songz had LOL smiley face when texting first started. Like a lot of the songs are just kind of in the frame of whatever the popular thing is. It don't really matter what's going on in the song. It's just the pop culture.
Yeah, you've said two things on the show that I wish we would have ended up doing. It's like, since the end of the year review, what was the line of the year? Yeah. Just not the verse, but like the line of the year. And what was this year's phrase?
It was a few, bro.
Because that's interesting. You're right. They reflect to what times. That is what's made Fabulous stay trendy. He always knows how to, whether from Twitter talk to now Instagram talk.
Yeah, like the whole lituation thing. I heard somebody.
Oh man, lituation. Say that. He created that one. Yeah, and it actually turned into something that you be like, yeah, it's a lituation. Wow, what was the phrase? I'm trying to think of songs that came out.
What was the name of that? Meek Mill and Tory Lanez had Liddy, the whole Liddy thing.
Yeah, Liddy's up there. Yeah, it's a Liddy. It's party. Yo, if you say Liddy, stop. I don't know. The party wasn't Liddy. Stop. Just say it was lit. Yeah. Gotta add a little Liddy to it. Yeah. No, it was Liddy tonight. Who was Liddy?
It's Lit will probably be on there though. It's still not played out. It's not. Played out.
When is It's Lit going to be played out? I want to ask y'all. When are y'all still saying it's lit? I say it's lit.
We haven't had a replacement phrase yet. You know, Migos try to say piped up. You know, it's piped up.
That was like,
that don't work for me.
I'm not telling anybody it's piping anything.
Yeah.
I'm not telling. Hey, yeah, I'm trying to get piped up tonight. It just don't even come out.
It don't sound right. It's like pause. It's like pause. Yeah,
You're trying to what, sir? Oh man, dang. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of songs that came out this year.
Damn, I'm trying.
That really had like a phrase to it. Man, it's something we should have thought about. I didn't think about this before.
Yeah, I know some out there though.
But you're right. Woke up like this. What were some of the big songs this year?
I know the one I always see. Rise and Grind was one.
I've been using that for like 20 years.
Yeah, but that's social media culture stuff.
What were some of your favorite songs from this year?
Man, what? Let me think.
It's
hard to do songs because I like albums so much. I'm still an album guy.
So I guess. All right, what's some of your favorite albums?
So we'll do end of the year albums kind of thing.
We can.
I Decided by Big Sean. I love
like that one.
I put Down by Kendrick up there, of course.
Okay.
Big Crit album I love.
Okay.
Forever is a Mighty Long Time. I love both discs. I know a lot of people say it could have been condensed, but I think both of them are dope.
Okay.
Rhapsody's album, fire.
Definitely.
Who am I missing? I feel like you feel like you're missing somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Who else dropped this year? I feel like everybody dropped this year. I feel like I put Jay on that, but I got personal thoughts on that. I like how personal it is, but I do feel like people are giving him bad. I feel like the bars wasn't the flow. It wasn't classic Jay.
Oh,
it was a little sloppier.
I need some gunshot sounds. Boom.
It was
boom.
It was little from a person who has like Jay's countless Jay albums.
Yeah.
It was a little rusty. Like it's not OJ. It's not OJ. Let's just say that.
Oh wait. So the whole finger line, the whole finger wave line, was it?
I'm not saying it don't got gems and lines.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is
What
flow
you saying,
wise,
Rome?
it ain't Jigga What, Jigga Who. You know, it ain't him and Big L on the radio back in the day. It ain't Reasonable Doubt.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't I'm Feeling It.
So you saying right now you could outsmoke Jay?
No, I didn't say no.
So you're saying right now,
no,
Hov walked into this room.
not at all. Not at all. I'm saying Hov is like 50 now, right?
Close to it.
So what he's doing is unheard of. For him to be
It's
50 and still having.
It's still in the limelight.
Yeah, but even he said on the New York Times interview, he was saying he don't feel like he's in that white hot center of the culture kind of spot that he was in the past.
No, he's not though.
He's not.
It's almost hard to see because this year with this album, I was like, damn, people really not. Jay isn't. He's still a centerpiece.
Yeah.
He's still a centerpiece, no matter what you want to say. But he's not a. I don't think he moved the needle as much as
he has in the past.
Like when Watch the Throne came out, they moved the needle.
Yeah.
Magna Carta, I think Magna Carta.
That one missed me. I didn't
really.
Because I didn't like the single with Justin Timberlake. And
it was slow. It was kind of slow.
Yeah, and the joint, I Got It with Rick Ross or whatever that song was called. That joint was hot. It was like 2 verse. I got a problem with 2 verse songs though.
I do have a problem with 2 verse songs.
And they made me mad when him and Kanye did that joint. I got what you need.
You didn't like that one?
That song was fire, but it was short. That was a problem for me.
A lot of that was the album. Watch the Throne was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it
was a lot of like that. But yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got what you need. That was a short. Jay, I'm trying to think what made him not. You know what I hate though?
What?
Because it's the people. The influencers will always keep you alive. The audience will keep you alive, but your peers will keep you alive even more.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, because I look at that how in the sense of if you look at people who they stand around, like for example, okay, let me do this. When you have Drake, the biggest rapper in hip hop, the biggest rapper in the world, and then you have Future making fun of the whole money line thing, the money phone line.
Yeah.
People don't take you serious. You have the 2 biggest acts saying "fuck what you're talking about." We got the money phones.
Yeah.
The youngins are looking at 2 biggest like we're clowning that. Yeah, we're clowning that. We're coming at you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when your peers respect you, the audience will respect you because they respect who your peers are.
Yeah.
But when that's not happening, then you're now it kind of waters you down in a sense.
Yeah. But I was thinking while you kind of going back to what you're saying about the songs, I actually think I can give you a few, and I want to get yours.
Okay.
Land of the Free by Joey Badass was one of my favorite songs.
Oh, wow. That's a good one. That's a good bit.
DNA by Kendrick is on my list. And the other one, I honestly, I got to give it credit. Future Mask Off was huge. That was a huge song this year.
Now, are you saying it was a huge song because it was a huge song or that was one of your favorite picks?
It was a huge song, and it was one of my favorite radio picks. But I put them in different categories because that's a song for radio, and I love the beat.
Did you like
and the
Kendrick
impact
on that?
Because I don't part of it, not the whole thing though.
I don't like Kendrick on that one, and I don't like him on the Freeze joint.
I haven't heard that.
You haven't?
The Freeze joint? What's that?
It's hold on. What were your songs again?
I would say my top 2 are Joey Badass, Land of the Free, and DNA by Kendrick. Those are probably my top 2 songs of the year. And there's a whole bunch of other songs I like too. Scotty Too Hottie by Migos. Too Hottie by Migos was a hot song I love.
Oh yeah, New Freezer. You haven't heard this right?
No, New Freezer. I ain't heard that.
Hey, New Freezer.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't hear Kendrick on this.
I never sleep, I gotta eat, I gotta dance. I merely rap when I get that advance. How can I shout with like 64 amps? Talking on top about business again. He want a lot with new Billies again. I want some top from like 2 sets of twins. Twins, yeah. Hey, bitch, where your friends, yeah. Switch, she won't in, yeah. Falling in bundles of flowers like Parliament. Never know, big dog my like bitch was ours. born in the visa.
Yo, I like that verse. He killed that.
No, he killed the verse. All right.
I need to make an announcement though.
What's up?
All these rappers that's doing that style that he just did right there, they're all copying my man. His name is Jaguar Summer. I went to school with him in Greensboro. He's one of the dopest artists out here. He's still, you know,
He started that.
He's not on, but I'm telling you, I don't know if niggas is on SoundCloud listening, but he was doing this like 3-4 years ago, and everybody's doing that now. That weird melodic swag.
I don't even know what to call it.
And they're all pulling out of Kid Cudi's bag, ultimately, to be honest with you. Kid Cudi is the first guy that was the swag sing rapper guy. There's been other people that sang rap. You know, Ja Rule did it, Nelly did it.
I was about to say, because you got to go start with Ja Rule.
Ja Rule and Nelly. But this style and that whole vibe, I feel like comes from Kid Cudi, and people are doing it now with more complex flows than he did.
And the beats are more intricate.
Are more intricate.
That could be debatable.
Yeah. But that wave started with him and even with Kanye and the whole 808s and all that, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like people have been taking it since then.
Yeah.
And of course, South, too. There's a lot of South in that, too.
Yeah. Only thing, I love Kendrick. And it was cool. It was not his verse, like, bar for bar was good, isn't it? Yeah. It's just, it's interesting how he picks these joints. I guess he wants to have, like, some joints just to get his shit off on, because he wouldn't have that on his album. You know what I really want to feel, and I didn't say from last time, but a lot of hype was brought to that Jeezy, Cole, and Kendrick song.
That song was not that hot.
Now, go back to a couple of episodes when I said there's a song out that I'm not going to mention because a lot of hype's on it, and I don't want to take away when we were talking about the Jeezy album. Yeah. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, bruh, like Kendrick's part was not even like a full part.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was like an outro.
What the fuck?
And J. Cole's verse, like I got gas off the J. Cole verse because I saw the Everyday Struggle episode
and
first.
They were gassing it up.
They were gassing it
up. You know what's crazy? Yeah. I tried to go back at least I tried to convince myself maybe I'm the one tripping. Because when I first heard the Cole verse, I'm like, okay.
It sounded like Everyday J. Cole.
It sounded like Cole.
Yeah, it sounded like Cole.
The way Joe was talking about, and then the way man, I hate when people do this. And Jeezy said Cole's best verse by far. What? And I'm like, and then I hear the beat too. Yeah. When the beat start playing something, I'm like, okay, this sound like they gonna get nasty. Yeah. And the way Jeezy was talking about, they knew you know what I'm saying? You get Cole and Kendrick together. Come on, yo, we gotta really stop. We really have to, when great people come together, man, how do we have to find a way where we, as fans, we can't allow, like, what's the word?
Mediocre?
Yeah, mediocre work. Mm-hmm. Like, when I hear it, when Jay, Kanye, and Drake come together on a song, I don't want to hear that bullshit that I heard on Views, whatever that song was.
I didn't even know they had a song all together.
It wasn't all together, but somehow Kanye got Jay to do, like, 2 lines. And Drake didn't like it, so he didn't make it to go on the album.
Yeah,
he changed it. Yeah,
damn.
Yeah, I know. That's when they were throwing shots at each other. I don't know if they still do. Yeah, I think they do that. It's just fun.
Yeah,
but that song right there, Kendrick, I love you, man. But I don't know what they were trying to do with that. Like, why? That's the culture, though. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, that what we want. Mm-hmm. You sang?
No, I see what you're saying. Like, y'all know that this is gonna come with a certain like level of blah blah blah. And y'all got it. You know, first song I remember that was like that. I don't know if you remember when Nas and Jay-Z did their first song together, Black Republicans. People were saying that this was gonna be the most epic thing to ever happen.
Yeah.
And there was so much gas that when I listened to the song, I was like, okay. It's not world changing. I thought it was gonna be like world changing. The expectations make you feel like that.
I hate expectations.
If you're going with no expectations, you don't get that.
I try and I do that, but I hold certain people their words. Like when I'm listening to on Everyday Struggle and I hear Jeezy say that, he's saying that, so I'm holding him to a different, because I respect his words. Yeah. When Joe's saying, whew, and when even that clip that they played, I was like, I really can't catch them, but okay, I'm gonna let y'all rock with it.
Yeah.
And then that shit comes out, I'm like, yo, what? It was a regular Cole. Like Cole would say some things, yeah. How essential, and we really got talking about music on this one now. Yeah. But I want to rock with it. We both love Cole.
Yeah.
Where do you think he'll take his next album? Do you? Okay, so two-part question. Where do you think he'll take it, and how essential do you think his next album is to the culture? To the culture.
You know, I think his next album is less essential to the culture. I think his next album is very essential to his career. This is me just speaking from a fan perspective of J. Cole. I feel like these young cats, they get people out the way. They'll get you out of here. Like, you know, they don't need to. You see it with Jay and how people don't really care about, like, the money phone. Like, I remember they were talking about, like, I forget what album Jay came out with. They were talking about people would just huddle around the speakers, like Questlove and them, huddle around just to see what Jay was going to say to catch gems. People don't really care that much no more. And, like, I remember I was watching some young Chicago rapper talk about young people in Chicago don't care about Kanye like that or listen to his stuff.
Right, yeah.
So I think with J. Cole, you know what I mean, it's like his next joint is real important for him because I don't know if his last two, I feel like his documentary had more impact on the culture than the album. 4 Years Only documentary had me glued, and I was watching, he had all the videos in it. I wish that dropped before the album because I felt like people would understand the album better. But I really feel like that next joint, I really feel like him and Kendrick need to do the joint together because I don't know what they can do so great on solo albums for the next thing because they've already done so much.
But see, that's the beauty. See, now that is where the conversation splits between Kendrick and Cole. Kendrick has shown you from Section 80 to Good Kid, Mad City, and I'm not doing Overly Dedicated. I'm not counting that one. But I'm just going from Section 80 to Good Kid, Mad City to Pimp a Butterfly, and now damn, he's shown you that fuck what you think. I'm gonna do something you're not even expecting. Yeah. I didn't know what he. Okay. But you know what? I think damn, if you kind of look at where he went from To Pimp a Butterfly to damn, I think the transition was a little easier because he went so radical with To Pimp a Butterfly that going back to something more easy sounding and more traditional was easier transition. Yeah. Because it's something we can accept, and he's got the bars, he's got the crew and the talent to produce a great hit. Yeah. That was kind of now where you go from damn, do you go back to radical? Right. Or do you go back to real artsy? Because to do another, because the first one, Good Kid, Mad City, was the concept theory. Yeah. Now you go to being real radical. You see how the flow, how it changes totally. Now, damn, you're going to more easy going, like not easy going, but more acceptable. More we can the sound and the sound is a little different. We can take the sound as more accepting. Yeah. Now, where do you go? Do you go back to real artsy? Yeah. But
that's what I was saying. I feel like they need to do an album because I don't know, but like you said, Kendrick could come out left field with a whole different thing.
Yeah, he's been able to prove to you that he can change how he
presents himself.
Yeah, what's the word I'm trying to look for? He
can wear a lot of hats.
He can wear a lot of hats. Cole has proved to me that. After 2014, we're excited to see what he can do after that. But it's kind of like, I think Cole may have done the same thing Kendrick's doing. He may have did For Your Eyes only to come out with some more fire, to come out with a new sound on this project.
We'll see. I mean, because I think a lot of the criticism for people who don't rock with J. Cole is that he comes with the same sound.
He comes with the same sound. Yeah, it's a very It's a very, I don't want to say boring, but it's a word. Damn, my brain is going. It's a very like that tone.
Yeah, it has a tone to it. When you play a J. Cole project, it has a certain tone to it.
It's a mundane tone.
It's a mundane feel to it.
Yeah,
and it's like I feel like it's in the production though, because even when his beats, even if you listen to his older stuff, it all has that element, whatever that thing is. Yeah, it's like a dryness to it.
It is. Now it's interesting you say his project isn't as major to the culture as it is to himself, because you're essentially saying that whether it's good or not, either if it's good, people are going to like it, but if it's not, then they're just going to get you the hell out of here.
Basically, because let's be honest, man. Like, we all see, like, even when he came out with False Prophets, there's a lot of people that don't like J. Cole. Like, there's a lot of memes about him. When we were in college, when J. Cole first came out,
when he first came out, people didn't like.
Nobody really thought he was going to be.
No.
as successful as he was on the first album.
No, I didn't even like his first album like that. But because now I understand that he was trying to have a industry album, a radio album. But now I go back and I listen to a few rap. I'm like, okay, I really like that one. But Born Sinner, 2014, those 2 albums, that's when people jumped on board. Like, okay, Cole.
Yeah.
Now people are like going back to. But you know what? It's Cole does arena too. Like, he does arenas.
He's huge. No,
He does. He's one of the only rappers to do arenas.
yeah, he's up there, bro. Like he's always had the bars. I mean, the mixtapes don't lie. I feel like the curse of at least people my generation, my age, people who are currently in their late 20s, early 30s, we all came up in the Dat Piff mixtape era.
Yes.
So Wale, J. Cole, Chance the Rapper, Kendrick, Drake, Big Sean, Big Crit, Dom Kennedy, all these rappers, the Cool Kids, all those rappers that came out during that period of time. And a lot of amazing rappers came out then, but they all got on from mixtapes. And what happened was when they transitioned into the label route and having to make an actual album, a lot of their albums didn't measure up.
Well, that's because
Big Crit's albums aren't as good as his mixtapes. J. Cole, same as True. You can go down the list. I mean, Currency got some fire. I mean, Pilot Talk 2 is one of my favorite. I love that album. But you get what I'm saying? They got 1,000%. On making,
and because they were just pure rappers.
Yeah,
they really weren't song based. And now the formulas changed once again. In that time period when they were trying to really pop, it was like really okay. You had to have the song. You didn't have to. They knew that.
Yeah.
But the industry didn't know that. The audience knew that. The industry did not know. The labels did not know that you could just purely rap. You could just bring this raw essence back. And people are going to love it. Once again, the audience doesn't know what they want to hear. They know what they want to feel. They want to feel what's real. So as an artist, if you give them real, Cole is giving you real stories. He's giving you real bars. He's giving you just real authenticity of who he is and what he's saying. The people love that. We gravitated to that. Friday Night Lights, we love that. The warm-up, we love that. So when you give them that real, that's what they're going to gravitate. The labels, they think people want, they want the vibes. We do want the vibes. But the label thinks we just want the vibes and that's it. We want the real. The real is the message and the vibes together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
wow,
it's knowing how to do both of those together. So instead of developing the artist to, okay, you can still have your message and let's work on the vibe together. It was like, we'll just focus on the vibe. Let's just focus on the energy. So let's just focus on a single, like a radio, the beat, the production, just the hook, the chorus, something repetitive. Let's just focus on that. And then the system changed again. Now, if you look at hip hop now, it's so left field.
Yeah.
Even the sound, the way, the quality of how things are produced isn't what it used to be. Because people aren't really, we just want the energy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, perfect example is J. Cole and his albums. If you listen to production on the first album and listen to production on 4 Years Eyes Only, like the first album got some of the most fire production.
Yes.
Yeah. And like it's so well like put together. And then you listen to more of the newer stuff, it's like it sounds like he's doing more of it. It sounds like he's putting it together more himself. He doesn't have the big team behind it. I don't mean that as a slight. I'm just saying like it's almost like just enough to get the vibe.
Yeah.
And it's not as if you listen to the joint, if you listen to what he did on Dollar and the Dream Part 3 with the strings and everything going on with the beat and the production, it's big. It's big.
That was major.
Yeah.
That was that album was major. They focused on the production.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think that can hurt you when you were so controlled and trying to produce your own. Crit learned that because Crit's a producer. He got more people involved with this last album. It sounds great.
It does sound great.
It does because Crit sometimes get in his own box of creating his own stuff, and I enjoy it. But a lot of other people, how long can you stand and listen to that sound?
Right.
It's being diverse.
Yeah, I love what he did with Manny Fresh.
Whoa,
like, that is a great.
Yes.
That is a great combination. Big Crit and Manny Fresh is a great combination. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The sub joint, crazy.
And I love. Oh man, I'm such a Crit fan because I love how he keeps that.
Yeah.
That keeps that going. Every album, you know what? Every album that comes out, I look for the sub.
Yeah.
I look my sub from the first one that started. I forgot that mixtape that started.
Return Forever.
Return Forever. My sub. I used to love that record. Then his first album came out, and it was my sub part 2, and then my sub part 3. Now you got something, and it switches up too.
Yeah.
Woo! I look forward to that.
Yeah.
Every time.
And You know, that's a joy that we have as fans that I'm thinking. Kendrick does it with the Heart series, the Heart Part 1, the Heart Part 2, the Heart Part 3, Heart Part 4.
Wow. I didn't pay attention to that. You're right.
And even going back, Lupe, that was the thing for Lupe early on, because we felt like it was going to be Food and Liquor, and then it was going to be The Cool, and then it was going to be LUP End. And when we didn't get that, because at the end of The Cool, he said, my final album, LUP End, and I'm retiring. So we were all looking for that.
Yeah.
And then we get Lasers, and we get Food and Liquor 2, and it's been left ever since.
Yes.
Kanye did the same thing. It was supposed to be College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, and a Good-Ass Job. We didn't get a good-ass job. We got 808s and Heartbreak.
Yeah. Life changed.
Life changed. But as fans, we like to get that series, those gems. We like to know what's going on with the plan.
Yeah, that's true. Wow.
That's the thing about Kendrick, because Kendrick don't give you that plan. The Heart series is cool. That's the one thing he gets for fans. But he's going.
You don't know what Kendrick's going to get to.
No.
You don't know what, and I love that from him.
That's dope because you looking forward to it. Like,
it keeps you on your toes. I really don't know what to expect on that next project, which I know probably won't come out like 2 years from now. And going real quick back to the Cole and Kendrick thing, I think there's pressure there. Even with them being as great as they are, there's pressure. And the longer I don't think they're going to do an album now.
Yeah.
It's too, if they do, it's like the Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather fight. Not saying that they're at the end of their career, not saying that, but I think now it's so much built onto it.
How do you please anybody?
How do you exactly? When you've built something, if you do this if you do this 5 years ago, 6 years ago, the expectations are a little different than now. Because now, and you know what? It's funny too, because we may look at it now like if they just put out something, we may look at it now like, we may just take it for what it is.
Yeah.
Now, I don't expect them to come with any trash. That's what I'm saying. Now, that shit I heard on Jeezy, y'all can't do, y'all can give one song like that.
Yeah.
It's like the Fab and Jadakiss thing. I don't care what Fab and Jada was talking about. They were talking about that album for 3 years. They want to keep talking. In interviews, they kept wanting to say how, no, we just started talking about it early this year. No, it's been like at least 3 years I've been hearing about you two doing the album.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where, well, it's not going to come. And then it came and, okay, we like it. Now, there were 2 songs. I don't know if you liked it, but there were 2 songs. The song with Future and the song with French Montana I Can Do Without. They trying to have some club records.
Yeah, I didn't really like the single that they had. What was the joint?
The one with Future?
You talking about, is that, I think it is
Stand Up or?
I didn't like it.
No. That wasn't it. That was something for the club. Yeah. But when you have songs like Soul Food, theme music with Swiss, and what's the other joint? I love it. Talk About It. Ooh, okay. Talk About It was deep.
It was lit.
I am curious with the Talk About It record, why Jada didn't change his verse, because he said, will Hillary free niggas that Bill locked up? If you think about that, that's before she lost the election. Yeah. So I'm like, why didn't he? Because he said they did that song last year.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to.
Why did he leave it?
Yeah, why did he? If he just put out this year, why didn't he change that verse? So
yeah, he probably didn't want to give up the punchline.
But sometimes you gotta throw it out.
Yeah, because that's the thing about current event lines. That's the thing for those super lyricists. They got to be careful with that.
I try not to see it. Yeah, and I try not to touch that because I wanted to. Things change.
Hell yeah. Things change. And then, like, you listen to it, and now it sounds dated because it's
exactly. That's kind of like why I don't buy jerseys. Unless it's a throwback. Real talk, because the motherfucker get traded. God dang. Yo, you know how many heated LeBron fans from the Heat?
Yeah, they got the old Heat jersey.
Yeah. Now, if you keep it and it appreciates with time, then you can be like, oh, yeah, I had that from back in. Like, it kind of looks as a classic.
Yeah, but it's tough to go to a Heat game now with LeBron jersey and they playing.
Exactly. You have to wait till he's, like, retired.
Yeah.
You know, to kind of, like, rock it, I suppose.
Because it just comes off weird.
Yeah.
I get that. It's like going to a Panthers game and you still rocking like a
Jake Delhomme.
Yeah, like a Jake Delhomme or a Josh Norman jersey.
Oh, yeah. You better not rock a Josh Norman jersey. This has been a good music talk.
Hell yeah, man. We got in depth. It's a good thing to end the year on, too, just because, you know, end of the year list kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what's better to end it with?
A freestyle.
Bars. Yes. Bars. Hey, a matter of fact, if you did not listen to listen to our last episode 12.
Yes. We
with
had
B-Rock.
12 already? This is number 13?
This is number 13.
Damn.
You know what's crazy? It doesn't feel like 13.
Hell no.
I don't know what it feels like, but we're at 13. This episode 13 is, and you know what? To 13, I mean to have it go like we're going. It's kind of straight.
Yeah.
You know, it's progressing, picking up.
Yes.
So we wanted to be impactful. But listen to episode 12 where B-Rock was on there, Rome was on there, I was on there. That
Bars.
freestyle was probably like 11 minutes long.
Hell yeah.
It was kind of fun to actually have, you know, someone outside of us just kind of like flowing with it too.
Hell yeah, he was with it. Shout out to B-Rock.
Yeah, so
B-Rock is dope.
you feeling this? You ready for these
I'm
bars?
ready.
You
Let's got this.
Hey, Rome, matter of fact, yo, you stay ready with them.
I'm always ready, bro. It's just off top, so I ain't never not ready.
Oh shit.
I just freestyle and have fun with it, you know.
So you ready? Huh?
Hey.
Is it good in your ears?
Yeah.
The volume good?
Yeah.
The mic right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The mic right. It's my time to shine. Roam the collar going off, guaranteed. I shine like dimes and I'm leaving out with the dime. I'm pulling up from behind. When I spit it off the top, guaranteed they gon' press rewind. Roam the collar, got that flow. Coming up now you know. Every time I spit the top, I should spit it. I lost the flow, I bring it back. I'm coming sharp as attack. I'm walking in like a Mac. Guaranteed I got that back. Yeah. Coming hard up on this beat. When I be spitting, guaranteed I go retarded on this beat. I slam dunk the track like Vince Carter on the beat. When I spit it off the top, I'm like the author with the heat. Yeah, like I rock LeBron jerseys. When I spit it off the top, I be balling like James Worthy. So absurdly, get it off the top, they never curve me. I'm trying to get it right, guaranteed. I leave out with Shirley. But I don't like no white girls or no cocaine. I spit it out the top, I bring that gas just like it's propane. But niggas better know my flow is so sane, insane. Every time I spit, I flip my membrane. I get games, yeah. I get dames, get flames. When I spit it off the top, guaranteed I'm getting the change. So deranged. When I spit it, I shoot like, I lost the flow, I pass it off.
He passed it off like Nash, and goddamn if I don't catch a pass, and I'ma dunk it like he said Carter. See, I'm kinda like Carter. You pick it, Wheezy, Sean. Matter of fact, it's poetically, and I'm gonna blow your mind. See, if you don't like me, man, you must hate money. See, I'm kinda like honey, the way these bees stick to me. I mean, it's kinda like something I flow back. I mean, I rhymed it, I rewind. God damn it. But I'm not gonna switch up. I mean, I'm not gonna stop it. I'm just gonna keep popping like that Chris Cole, this Chris. Damn. I fucked it up. I can't follow Rome, man. Fuck it. I can't follow Rome up, man.
Yeah.
I'm a writer.
He's a writer, I'm a reciter. Put me on the track, guaranteed I won't retire. I just go harder. Niggas better know a tall orders what I'm bringing. When I spit it off the top, I'm ripping off the borders and bringing the heat. Guaranteed I rip this beat. When I spit it off the top, guaranteed my style is so sweet. Like we talked about that juicy beat, that juicy fruit, like we chewing up the gum. But guaranteed I'm going dumb. When I spit it like I'm numb, but these niggas ain't never feel it. I'm trying to get it right, guaranteed I gotta just kill it.
Bro, that's a wrap, man. That's a wrap. Hey, man, you know what? This about to be just your segment.
What you mean,
this
bro?
Hey, you be eating, man.
Bro, you killed that junk with B-Rock, though.
You be eating, though. Yeah, I just got my tongue
Well,
mixed up.
really,
My mouth is dry. My
man,
mouth is dry.
If we ever have like a segment where we can have like the real freestylers, like shout out to T Walker,
Yeah,
B-Rock be going there, T Walker. There's a whole bunch of cats.
It is, yeah, T Walker, man.
It's a whole bunch of cats in Winston-Salem and Greensboro that just be spitting.
Yeah,
Kane.
Man. Yeah, Kane is nice. Kane is nice.
Yo, 336 got some talent, man.
Well,
like,
thank you.
Shout out to Poet Lee, Winston-Salem, you know, the whole Greensboro, High Point. We out.
We out. And like that, yeah.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
And like that, it's a wrap. Shout out to everybody. Hope everybody had a great 2017. We're going to do big things in 2018. You don't have to wait on New Year's to start a resolution. If you want to do it, just do it.